Good day, fellow traders, and Macho FX here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to share a very important strategy that is able to beat the Deriv market, especially when you're trading step index, boom, 1000 and then crash 1000 index. The strategy is very powerful. Now, without wasting much time, let's get right down to it. Now, the first thing you're going to do is to get to your settings. Then you're going to enable what we call the period separators. Enable it, and that is it. And once you enable period separators, you're going to see the different separations of the market based on which day and which day. So as you can see, today is 22nd of April. The day before was 21st, and so the period separators separates one day from the other. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to identify the previous highs, the previous low, and then the previous close of the previous day. So today is 22nd April. Now you're going to navigate back to 21st of April. Now 21st of April is this particular separation. Now in this day we're going to identify the previous high, that is the low of that day, the high of that day, and then the close of that particular day. So let's get right to it. Now you're going to get to your object and you take out the horizontal line. So the low of the previous day is this point. Now you're going to take your object again and identify the high of the previous day, which is at this point, and then go to object again and you identify the close of that day. The close of the previous day is right around this point. So that is it. Now you're going to note these 3 points very carefully, and then you're going to calculate them using your calculator. So let's go back and so take your calculator. Then you take the first point. The first point, which is the low of the previous day, it is 14105. You forget about the decimals. 14105 plus the high of the previous day was 14362. So plus 14362 plus. And the close of the previous day was around 14313. So plus 14313. And it's equal to 42,780. Then you are going to divide this value by 3, like that. Now you're going to note this price point very carefully, 14,260. So you're going to identify 14,260 on your chart. This is 14,260. Now let's change the color of this line. And done. Let's make it a little bit different. Okay, I think this is better. And done. So you note this point very carefully. Now what you're going to consider is the range of this point. Now when you're looking at 14,260, the range can be between 14,265 right down to 14,255, or way down to 14,248. So let's consider this range. So 14,265 to, let's say, 14,250. Okay, so this range will be considered for the next day. Now what you're going to do is you're going to try and color the zone. So color the zone like this. And extend. The zone like this, and I think you are done. Now the zone you've identified now is known as the pivot point. This is the pivot point. Now pivot point is a concept that originated from the trading floors of the stock index right in the 20th centuries. Now it was popularized by John L. Person, a trader and an author who has written extensively on technical analysis and pivot point trading. Now, pivot point is actually used as an indicator to determine the overall trend of the market over different time frames. It is commonly used in trading, especially in markets like the stocks, the forex, the commodities, and cryptocurrencies, to identify potential turning points in price movement. Now, what we want to know is the potential turning point in price movement. So now, the pivot point in our case, we're going to use it to build a strategy that will be used to determine the turning point of certain instruments in the Deriv market. And these are the boom 1000, the crash 1000, and then maybe the step index in VIX 75 index. So once you've identified the pivot point, you're going to delete the marks that you set for the previous days. That is the previous day's high, previous day's low, and the previous day's close. Now let's look at how you're going to trade with a pivot point strategy. Now first, right after you identify your pivot point strategy, now what we are concerned is the fact that pivot point is used to determine the potential turning point in price movement. So that's what we're looking at. Now, once you identify the point, you're going to set limit orders at the point. Now look at this. Price is actually coming down and meets the pivot point. Actually, I opened a trade before I started this video. So as you can see, once price hits the pivot point, it's respected the pivot point. Now you're going to set limit orders right around where the pivot point is, and then expect that once price touches the pivot point, it is going to serve as a turning point for the market. In this case, you want to be able to catch spikes with it. And so once price comes down and touches the pivot point, it should give us a spike, as we have seen here. So you can now set your limit orders right around the zone that you have marked. So let me set more orders around the side. Okay, I've deactivated my internet service. So that is it. Now once this happens, once you identify the zone and then you set your limit orders, then that is it. Then maybe you can target, or your TP is going to be the previous the high, or the how should I say it, it's going to be at a resistance point somewhere here, and then you are going to set your stop loss also at the previous low, that is around this point, like that. Or you can take it right down at this point, because that one is too far. Now you can change the colors here like this. Done. Change the colors here like that. Done. And so as you can see now, you're going to expect the market to spike right up to this zone. So yes, it's a very simple strategy that works for boom 1000, crash 1000, and then the step index market. Now meanwhile, you can actually join our Telegram channel over here like this. This is our Telegram channel, and then you can enjoy some free signals and other services, as you know. And stay tuned. Macho FX here.